Hey there, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode of Pain to Power. Today's episode is a little different. It's not instructional. It's not about fixing anything. It's more of an invitation to look beneath the surface of who we think we are and explore what's been quietly there all along. This episode was born out of a recent meditation and a deep contemplation about time, identity, experience, and awareness. And what revealed itself to me felt so profound, expansive, and validating, and it felt important to share. So let's start with a simple question. What if everything you believe yourself to be, your story, your personality, your wounds, your roles, your memories, is not who you are, but simply where you've been? Most of us think of life as linear. We're born, we accumulate experiences, we age, we carry memories forward. But when you really look at your life honestly, it doesn't move in a straight line. It loops, it circles, it revisits the same themes again and again. The same relationship patterns, the same emotional reactions, the same fears, the same longings, the same stories, just with different faces, different settings, different chapters. Life moves more like a spiral, and with each turn of that spiral, we add layer upon layer of lived experiences, and these experiences cause us to form an identity. I am the one who was hurt. I am the one who failed. I am the strong one. I am the caretaker. I am the survivor. I am the one who has to keep it together. None of these are wrong, but over time, they begin to feel solid. They begin to feel like who we are rather than what we've lived through. We tend to speak of the span of our lives in minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years. However, life is actually lived moment by moment. You can't go back in time, and you can't propel yourself into the future. The only moment you truly have is what you're experiencing this instant. And here's where it gets interesting. If you quantify a human life in moments, real perceptual moments, you realize something staggering. By midlife, we've lived billions of moments. Billions of instances where something was perceived, interpreted, remembered, and reacted to. And if you imagine each of these moments as a layer, you may be able to understand why it can feel as though our true self, our pure awareness, can seem so hard to find. It feels as though it's buried impossibly deep beneath all that accumulated experience. As if you'd have to dig through decades of memory, trauma, conditioning, and identity just to reach something real. But that's not actually how it works. It's no secret that I'm a fierce advocate for daily meditation. Often in my meditations, when I'm able to settle deep into my breath and my center, concepts of deep and profound revelation unfold in my awareness. In a recent meditation, the concept of life as a spiral came forward into my awareness. And if you follow that spiral back down through all the layers of lived experience, at the very bottom of that spiral, beneath all the moments, beneath all the decades, beneath all the memories, beneath all the roles and the stories, you will not find emptiness. You will find your true essence. There lies a quiet, undeniable sense of being. Just awareness. And what struck me wasn't that this awareness was peaceful or expansive. It was that it wasn't personal. It didn't belong to my story. It wasn't shaped by my past. It wasn't located anywhere specific. I realized it simply was, is, always has been, and always will be. And in that recognition, something else became very clear. This awareness has no boundaries, no beginning, no end. Pure awareness is not buried beneath our experiences. It is what experienced them. It was present before the first memory. It was present during every heartbreak. It was present during joy, loss, trauma, healing, sobriety, love, grief. The spiral of experience doesn't cover awareness, it orbits it. The layers don't conceal our true nature, they distract us from noticing it. And the reason it feels hard to access isn't because it's far away, it's because it's quiet. Awareness doesn't announce itself. It doesn't argue for its existence. It doesn't compete with thought, memory, or emotion. It waits. And here's where this realization deepened. As I rested in that space of pure awareness, it became obvious that what I was touching wasn't unique to me. The awareness that looks out through my eyes also looks out through your eyes. The awareness that listens through my ears also listens through your ears. The awareness that notices my thoughts also notices your thoughts. It doesn't have a personal fingerprint. At the level of identity, yes, we are different. Different lives, different nervous systems, different stories. But at the core level of our being, there is no separation. There is no mine and yours. There is one shared field of awareness, expressing itself through countless forms. This is why love doesn't feel like acquiring something new. It feels like remembering something familiar. This is why compassion feels natural when we're regulated. This is why harming others feels wrong in our bodies, not just our minds. Because beneath the layers, we are not separate beings trying to connect. We're already connected, temporarily forgetting. This matters because so many of us are exhausted from trying to fix ourselves, fix our traumas, fix our patterns, fix our emotions, fix our relationships, fix our sense of worth. But what if healing isn't about becoming someone better? What if it's about remembering what you are beneath the layers? Trauma doesn't damage your essence. It shapes your nervous system. It shapes your beliefs. It shapes your defenses. But your true nature remains intact. Grief doesn't break your being. It opens your heart. It strips away illusions. It brings you closer to the center. Loneliness doesn't mean you're disconnected. It means you are identified with the outer layers instead of resting in the shared field underneath. When we touch that deeper awareness, even briefly, something softens. We stop fighting ourselves. We stop needing to prove our worth. We stop clinging so tightly to identity. And from that place, healing unfolds more gently. So, if you take nothing else from this episode, let it be this. You are not your story. You are not your diagnosis. You are not your trauma responses. You are not your achievements or your regrets. Those are layers of lived experiences, meaningful, real, and worthy of compassion. But they are not the core of who you are. At the center of the spiral is something untouched, something whole, something connected to everything else that exists. And you don't have to earn access to it. You don't have to heal enough. You don't have to be calm enough. You don't have to understand it intellectually. You only have to notice. And as we close today, I'll leave you with a simple reflection. At some point today, maybe right now, maybe later, pause for a moment. Not to fix, not to analyze, not to improve, just to notice that you are aware. Notice the awareness that's listening, the awareness that's breathing, the awareness that is present without effort. That awareness is not separate from mine. It's not separate from anyone else's. It's the quiet meeting place beneath all of our stories. And the more often we return there, the less alone we feel, and the more gently we can move through this very human life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for walking this spiral with me. And as always, be kind to yourselves. Until next time, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. I truly honor you for being here and for choosing to do this deeper work. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to stay connected. You can sign up for my newsletter at empoweredbythestorm.com/newsletter. And when you do, you'll receive a free copy of my How to Love Yourself workbook as a thank you. My book, Empowered by the Storm, is also available on Amazon if you'd like to go deeper into this work on your own time. And if you're feeling called to more personal support, you can visit my website to explore private coaching and see if it feels like the right next step for you. Until next time, be gentle with yourself, trust your journey, and remember, your healing matters.